Good afternoon. Today we'll find the surface area of any prism. You can see the formula right there, 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height of the prism. The height is the distance between the bases. And remember, the surfaces that are bases are parallel and congruent. So be sure you pick the right surface for its base. I've given you the steps there, and if you want to copy them down, that's probably a good idea. Be sure you know what the letters stand for. Capital B, area of the base. Capital P, perimeter of the base. H, how tall is that prism? And the prism may not be sitting on its base, it might be lying down on its side, so look very carefully at that. So let's try a few figures. Number 10 is a rectangular prism. As I look at it, if it's sitting in the base, on its base is a 6x2 rectangle. You may want to draw that base. And we're going to find the area of the base, which is just 6 times 2, or 12, and the perimeter of the base, which is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. Okay, so 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 2 is 4, and 12 plus 4 is 16. All right, so now we're ready to find our surface area. Surface area equals 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. And you can see in the picture that this is the distance between the bases. That's how tall the prism is. So 24 plus 48, and that's equal to 72. And then remember, its area units are always squared, inches squared. In the next figure, this is a cube, but it's also a rectangular prism. And again, I'll assume it's sitting on its base. So its base is a 5x5 square. So we know the area of the base is side squared, or 25. And the perimeter of the base, the distance around the base, it has 4 sides. Each one of those is 5 feet. So 4 times 5 is 20. So again, we're ready now. 2 times the area of the base plus perimeter of the base times height of the prism. So 2 times 25 is 50, and 5 times 20 is 100. We get that total, and we have 150. Again, don't forget your unit of measure, and it is area, so unit of measure is squared. So let's try the triangular prism. And this prism is not sitting on its base, but we know it's a triangular prism because the only surfaces that are parallel and congruent are the triangles. So I'm going to draw a triangle. Make this a different color. Okay, here's our right angle. We have 9 centimeters, 12 centimeters, and hopefully you can see that this is our hypotenuse. We have 15 centimeters. So we can very easily find the perimeter and the area. Remember, for your triangle, the area of the base is base times height divided by 2. Okay, so that's 54. And then the perimeter, we're just going to add the sides, 9 plus 12 plus 15. So let's see what that is. 12 and 15 is 27, plus 9 is 36. Okay, so now we're ready to plug it into our surface area formula. And surface area equals 2 times the base plus perimeter. Okay, now take a look at your height. Okay, your height is the distance between those two triangles, and really the only unit of measure we haven't used is this 3 centimeters. So that is the height of the base. Okay, so 2 times 54 is 108, and 3 times 36 is also 108. So we add them together and we get 216 centimeters squared. Okay, so for your triangular prism, 216 centimeters squared. For your cube, 100 feet squared. And for your rectangular prism, 72 inches squared. One thing that you have to remember is that sometimes when you're working with a triangular prism, you may not be given all side lengths of the triangle, and you may have to use the Pythagorean theorem to determine a missing side. So remember that c squared equals a squared plus b squared. And again, that might happen, it might not happen. So just look carefully at the picture.